online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Is worth about $400,000. You okay?
It's the reaction that's being seen around the world. A man in West Fargo told that the watch that he bought in the military for hundreds is now worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And tonight we're still trying to figure out who it is. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie has our story.
While serving in Vietnam over 4 decades ago, this Air Force veteran spent a month's salary on this Rolex watch. It sat in a box unworn for nearly 40 years. It came out of the box for the first time this past summer at the Ecigs Roadshow in West Fargo.
I could not believe what I was seeing. I mean, it was like I knew what it was immediately. I didn't know that it was basically, it looked mint. I didn't know that it still had the sticker on the back of the watch.
After decades of appraising, Peter Plains says it was a day he'll never forget. The man, only identified as David, described his 1971 Rolex that he bought for less than $400.
I certainly saw the best watch that I could ever see. I don't think I can beat this now. I mean, I've really, this is it. You know, I got the best one.
Now, the watch is valued at $700,000. His reaction, priceless.
$400,000. You okay?
We are now number 10 on the worldwide YouTube.
The video has gone viral. The story made national news.
Who would have known? A Rolex watch, and one that is so rare.
As rare, it seems, the last name and any other information about Dave. We made several attempts to find out more about him. So far, nothing that would lead us to the man behind the watch.
It's totally life-changing. That's like winning the lottery. We paid less than $350, and now you have a piece that's easily worth $500,000 to $700,000.
In West Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
One more point about the watch. We're told it's the highest valued wristwatch ever appraised on Ecigs Roadshow. And Dave, if you're watching, give us a call. We'd like to talk to you.
There's a new scam lighting up the phones in our area. What makes this one different? It's so violent and aggressive.
Valley News Team's Alexandra Kay explains so that you don't become a victim. Alexandra?
Andrea, Mike, this phone scam is dark, it's violent, and it's direct. The scammers are using a phone number out of Mexico with an area code of +52. I talked to the man who received the call just this morning. He didn't want to go on camera, but told me that the scammer addressed him by his first name. When he answered the phone, the first thing he heard was a little girl crying and screaming, saying, "Daddy, please help, I'm being kidnapped." Then a man with a Hispanic accent began to threaten to hurt and even kill the child, being extremely aggressive and swearing. The man says that's when he hung up. I tried to call the number today.
We're sorry, your call did not go through. Will you please try your call again?
Authorities tell me the most important thing you can do if you are called is to remain calm. Document as much as you can. If you can record the call, do it. Then immediately take it to the police and, of course, never comply with any demands they make. Experts say the sole purpose of this scam is to extort money. Mike, Andrea?
All right, thank you, Alexandra. These scammers might address you or your family members by name, but officials say this is only a scare tactic, as names are easily found on the internet.
The task force focusing on missing and murdered Native Americans had its first meeting today. Operation Lady Justice will work with tribal governments to develop procedures for solving new and cold cases, defining roles and jurisdiction among tribal, local, state, and federal agencies, and spread awareness. Members are to submit a progress report to the president by November.
The child care center, extensively damaged by fire in South Fargo last week, is back in business. Elam Children's Center reopened today, just 6 days after the blaze at Elam Care and Rehab Center. The kids and staff temporarily are using a building owned by the Boys and Girls Club off University Drive until the end of May. Every table, chair, and toy has either been donated by other centers or people in the community.
This is like Christmas to the kids. You know, they come in here and they're like, "We've never seen these toys before. These are cool."
Limpy says she isn't sure where the daycare will end up after May. Officials say it's still unclear when things will be fixed and everyone is able to go back to Elam.
When the federal government raised the legal age to purchase tobacco products to 21, it did spark a conversation about the dangers of e-cigs in the state's taxation committee. Many support the idea of including vaping products in tobacco's tax.
The last time the tax was raised on tobacco products, I was not even born. Vaping products are not taxed as tobacco products in North Dakota. It is easier for my friends to get these products because of the low prices in North Dakota.
Tobacco-free North Dakota says 90% of those people who vape started at 18 years old or younger.
Plows and trucks are still hard at work as snow removal in Fargo continues. We're told there are hundreds of truckloads hauling snow every day.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly details the progress on this seemingly never-ending job.
The streets in Fargo may be open to motorists, but that doesn't mean cleanup is even close to being done.
Between our night operations and our daytime operations, we're loading and dumping 700 truckloads a day still.
Each truckload holds about 20 cubic yards. So with that many loads, they're hauling more than 25,000 tons of snow a day.
The number of loads that we've hauled is just unreal. When you talk that by the end of this week, we should be somewhere around that 18,500 mark of truckloads hauled since the end of December. So that's 1 month.
By day, crews are headed into neighborhoods. At night, they're focusing around schools. This week, they are cleaning some of the busy roadways like 19th Avenue North to I-94 from 25th Street to the Red River.
We are getting into some of those areas that have not been hauled yet this winter around those schools and stuff. And so, for instance, one block behind Ben Franklin School, we took 29 truckloads out on just one block alone because of the amount of snow that was built up there.
As crews head into the neighborhoods, they're hoping to clear away these large piles of snow along the sides of the roads, as well as widening out the streets from curb to curb. Trucking all of this snow around the city to one of their 4 drop-off sites comes at a hefty price tag. Dow says the city is already $700,000 over what they normally spend for the season. And the way it's going, it's only going to continue to pile up.
That was Katie Opperly reporting. Crews will be hitting residential streets throughout the city Thursday and Friday between 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Residents are asked to move your vehicles from the streets to assist with this cleanup.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, we begin with a live look from Luther Family Ford, I-29 and the 32nd Avenue exit, and things are murky out there. We have haze, we have fog, we have freezing drizzle, and it continues into the evening. On my dinner break, I had a nice little layer of ice. Check that. It wasn't very nice at all. That was on the window. Temperatures, as we talked about earlier in the show, well, they're rising a little bit. We're up to 20 degrees, but those winds still out of the south-southeast, transporting some humid air or air with moisture in it over our frozen tundra, and that's causing all kinds of problems. So we have temperatures near 20 for southeast North Dakota and Lakes Country. A little warmer than that out in Gwinner. It's 28, and in Jamestown, you have 25. That's the same temperature we have this hour in Valley City. 20 for Grand Forks, 19 in Bemidji, with 21 this hour in Roseau County. As we take a look at visibilities, they've been most restricted off to the west, where we have at times dumped down below a mile of visibility near the Grafton Park River area. That's likely the case there, where we see that little darker splotch. 1.25 mile visibility or less in and around the Foston area. Still some snow showers showing up on the radar, drifting out, but we definitely have that mist and haze right here in the FM area as this is moving out towards Park Rapids and Bemidji at this hour. Not really dumping any significant accumulating snow, but certainly some winter-like conditions for travelers do continue. And as we look off to the west, there's more upwind from us as we will see that move into the area by tomorrow. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast to describe temperatures steady, slowly falling as we go through the overnight hours. More low clouds, more fog, more freezing drizzle, and a few of us up north will see some flakes. So remember, those roads in the morning are going to be slippery and the sidewalks will be slippery. You'll need extra time to clean the windows off of your car, and make sure you give yourself extra distance to stop, both at stop signs on intersections as well as behind vehicles, because sometimes if you get to sliding, it takes a little extra space. Temperatures in the morning, warmest west, near 20 out to the east, so not too bad. As we go through the day, we'll see low clouds and fog continuing. We will have temperatures that'll be a little warmer, particularly out to the west. And as we turn our afternoon's attention to what's going on in the western Dakotas, that big bank of snow starts heading through western North Dakota, heading in our general direction. But as it passes through Bismarck late in the day for the evening drive and heads into the James River Valley, starts to decrease in intensity and lose a little bit of its punch. Here's what we do get stuck with: another day of clouds, another day of freezing drizzle, another day of hit and miss flurries of snow, mainly across Minnesota. It's going to be another slippery day, very similar to the last few, but temperatures will be a little warmer. We'll see temperatures near 17 to start our day, warming our way up by the midday hour to around 22. As we go through the afternoon hours and head towards your drive time home, we'll be kissing 30 degrees. Still cloudy, still with a southerly breeze, not quite as strong as today. Tomorrow evening, mid-20s with more clouds. All right, a few flakes of snow possible late in the day, way out to the west. Other than that, most of the rest of us should be cloudy, albeit quiet. Hit and miss flurries across central Minnesota. Well, the horses, of course, might be an easier way of transportation, although it's slippery for them as well. Angela, thanks for your Northwood photo there. It's beautiful. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Warmer still on Friday as we get close to 30 degrees. Then as we head into the weekend, it gets even better. We'll be at 32 on your Saturday. Let's highlight this gopher guy. We're talking about a very nice 39.4 degrees here in Fargo. Some will hit 40 out to the west. Enjoy while you can. The cold returns into the first full week of February.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Later on Valley News Live 10 at 10.